So in Android Studio we can actually go from one class or an activity to another activity by using something named intent. So I just want to start a new Android Studio project to show you how this works. So I will call my project for Fairy Tales. I just want to check the spelling. Fairy Tales. I'm a package Fairy Tales .netport.com API 15 empty activity and finish. Okay, now I have a class that is named main activity, and you can see that it extends the app compat activity. So this means that this is an activity because it extends this. Okay, so we have a file named manifest, and here it says that main activity is an Android activity. We have inside our main activity, we can see that it sets that we want to set content view r.layout activity main, and if we go to layout we can see that we have a file here named activity main.xml. So all of these files belong together, and when we now want to make a new activity, we need to first create the layout, then the Java class, then we need to insert the new activity into the Android manifest, and at the last we can go to main activity and make a button to the new activity. So let's go to res layout and go to new and layout resource file. So my new layout resource file will be named the 3 Billy Goats Guff. .xml, and the 3 Billy Goats Guff is a famous fairy tale in Norway. So I just wanted to make this into a page, because I want in the main activity to be able to go to this fairy tale. So I will just drop a text view here. And I will go to text and just put the text 3 Billy Goats Guff. Then I will just drop another text view underneath. And I will just write the first sentence of the fairy tale. So we have some text that shows that we are actually in this fairy tale. And I want to just have a button to go home. So I will just go to text again. And for this text I will just have home, and the Android ID for this button is button home. Okay, in the main activity I need some button here also so that I can navigate to the 3 Billy Goats of Guff. So just go to text here, and in Android text I will write the 3 Billy Goats of Guff, and the Android button name is button the 3 Billy Goats of Guff. Okay, I can just remove this hello world. Now I can go to my com netport fairytales and go to new and Java class. So now I want a new Java class for this design. So the Java class name is the 3 billy goat guff, and then OK. So if we go now to main activity, we can see that it extends app compat activity. So we want the public class here to do the same. So it extends app compat activity. If we go to main activity, we see that it also it creates a method called onCreate, where it sets the layout activity main. So we want to do the same here. So just copy the code, but we don't want activity main. We want the 3 billy goats graph. Okay, let's go to ender manifest, and we need to write this activity inside here. So just activity, and it says ender name 3 billy goats graph, and activity end. Okay, so I would recommend that you launch the program now just to check that it still works, because now we are going to write some code. So it's good to know that everything works before you start to write the code. And what I want us to do now is in the main activity get a message when this button is pressed. And when this button is pressed, we want to navigate to the other Java activity called the 3 billy goats graph. And in the 3 billy goats graph, when home is pressed, we want to go back to main activity. Okay, the app is now launched, and there was no error, and we have the button here. So we can go to our main activity now and get this button. If we go to our activity main code and go to text, we can see that it is a button, and this is the ID. So we need to go to main activity and get this. So button of the type, a button with the name button, the 3 billy goats graph equals a button find view by ID r.id dot button the 3 billy goats graph and line. And you can see that the button is red, so we need to press Alt Enter to import the class. Okay, now we have this button here, and now we're going to create a listener for it. So we just type the button again, and we write a set on click listener equals new view on click listener. And we press Alt Enter here. Okay, let's just make a little p for now. Okay, and then we write a public void on click view d. And here at the end, we will close everything. And the reason why we get this error cannot resolve symbol is because this listener has to be inside the onCreate method. Okay, so now we have this button, and when it's on, and we have a listener, so whenever it is pressed, this method here will be run. So now we can make a new method down here for the navigation. So just make a comment that we are making this one now. And then we can make a public void navigate to the 3 billy goats graph method. And I will go here and just say that whenever this is pressed, I want to do this method. Okay, what do we want to do inside our method? We want to make an intent. This is done by writing intent I, new intent, and this. And for this, we want to use the main activity. And for the class that we want to go to, we will use the 3 billy goats graph. And we have to import the intent. Then we can start it. So this should be enough code for actually making us able to navigate from one class to another. The application is now launched. We have this button, and press it, and we go to the 3 billy goats graph. So let's go to our Java code again, and we will now go to the 3 billy goats graph code, and we want to make the same inside here. So we need to make an submit the listener here, but the button name is home, and the ID here is button home. So button home dot set onClick listener, and we want to have the class navigate to home. So let's make the navigate to home here. So we make a public void navigate to home, and we might want to make an intent. An intent I, new intent, and here we want to change the words so that the 3 billy goats of graph dot this, and then to main activity of the class, and then start the intent. So what we have done now is that we have created a submit listener for the button home that we have in our layout class. We see here in our 3 billy goats graph layout class here. We see that we have a home button here.